Welcome to the Faster, Easier, Better show with your hosts LeeSilber and Ellen Goodwin. This podcast is short, fun, and jam-packed with good ideas that you can start using right away. And here's your hosts, Lee and Ellen.
Welcome to the Faster, Easier, Better show. I'm your host, Ellen Goodwin, along with my co-host,
LeeSilber.
Awesome. And what are we talking about today?
Well, I've noticed a pattern as, because I'm not just the host. I'm also a listener.
Aha!
I'm not just the president. I'm the hair club for men. I notice that people are overwhelmed. People are not getting done what they need to get done because it's getting pushed aside by other people's priorities, by just, small but yet add them together, time-consuming things. And just basically, I think a complaint is you reach a point in the year, as you're listening to this, we're getting towards the end of the first quarter of the year, and you're thinking to yourself, wow, where did the time go? And why am I not getting done what I really wanted to get done? And so I was thinking about this because I travel a lot. And one of the beauties of traveling, for me anyway, is the time on the plane, depending on who I'm sitting with.
Right.
I will usually be in my own little bubble.
Oh, yes.
And I can really concentrate. And I fly Southwest, so they only bother me once to give me peanuts and a soda. And then they leave me alone.
Right.
And then once I get to the hotel, I usually get a pretty nice room, but at some point the restaurant closes. I don't like fiddling with the TV thing. It's got germs on it.
It's got germs.
And it's just, I don't know. I find that's the most productive time for me. And I was trying to figure out why that is. And it's because I've eliminated most of the everyday distractions.
Exactly.
So a retreat every once in a while, whether it's just you sit in your car with the radio off and you do something, or you go to a coffee shop, or the distractions are usually of our own making.
Yes.
And many times where we normally work with people we normally are comfortable with and talk with. If we just get out of that and put ourselves in a situation where there's less interruptions, less distractions, we can do a lot more work.
Absolutely. I go to coffee shops, which you would think is a lot more distraction. But for me, it works well because usually I won't take my computer. I'll be just, editing, or I'll be writing, and it's just me and my papers. And yeah, sometimes I put, earplugs in, headphones on. But for me, it's actually less distracting than working at my office. So, I get that. Every once in a while I screw it up. I went to the library last week and it was toddler dance time. So that didn't really work so well.
But still, if something's broken, you don't say, I got to fix that.
You don't do the laundry.
Right. There's just less things grabbing your attention, even if there is toddlers there.
Right.
To deal with that. For me, I went through that. I can just kind of, it doesn't even affect me anymore.
Earplugs.
Used to be, I'd give the parent a dirty look. Can you quiet that kid down? I'm like, oh, look at the little kitty. Isn't he sweet? Look at how loud he is. Is he going to be a singer?
Yeah, but even if you're in an office and you've got, what your distractions are, and, when you're supposed to be focusing, your brain doesn't like to focus. So it wants to go to what's a different physical state, a different mental state. And it's, it could turn to your coworker and start chatting, or there's so many things there. So yes, removing those distractions, checking into a hotel. I know it's for work, but Maya Angelou used to do that. She kept a hotel room in whatever city she was in so she could go and work there every day. No distractions.
Yeah. And if you can't do that, that's not always in the cards.
Yeah.
Single parent, young kid, you can't. For me anyway, I find that when everyone goes to bed, there's nothing good on TV. Oh, those days are gone. when you're streaming stuff, there's always something.
There's always something on.
The late to early morning, or getting up early in the morning, that works. I find, or going in, if you work in an office on a day to catch up, it seems like, I got to come on a Saturday. But you get so much work done that maybe you could leave a little earlier or on time for once, because you got these big things done in one fell swoop because there's nobody there to distract you.
Exactly. So you're basically saying, work when no one's around.
And nothing's around, no one's around. And if you can, when you, and there's, not your familiar surroundings, get out of your normal comfort zone to
Yeah.
go somewhere different and just kind of create a kind of a cocoon.
Exactly.
And just,
Exactly.
yeah, because then all that's left to distract you is you in your brain.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother
That's a
episode.
whole nother episode. Thanks for joining us. Be sure and be with us next week for another episode of the Faster, Easier, Better Show.